Zhang Yao was 25 years old. Plagued by her mother's relentless marriage pressure, she was forced to go on blind dates one after another. The first two blind dates left her utterly exhausted and disgusted. The first man demanded that she quit her job and devote herself to raising children after marriage, while the second one coldly listed housing loans, car loans, and elderly support burdens in detail the moment they met. The utilitarian and depressing interactions made Zhang Yao utterly resistant to blind dates. Cornered by her mother's repeated pleas and emotional manipulation, she had no choice but to attend the third arranged blind date. Her mother praised the man highly, claiming he was overseas educated, from a wealthy business family. Mature, stable, non-smoker and non-drinker, with a pleasant appearance, urging Zhang Yao to take the meeting seriously, no matter what. Caught in a traffic jam, Zhang Yao arrived half an hour late. Flustered and hurried, she rushed into a private dining room without checking the table number carefully. She sat down opposite a strange man with a defeated attitude and spoke her mind frankly. She confessed her ordinary salary and bad temper, and complained about the overwhelming marriage urging from her family. She told the man that both of them were forced into this blind date, and suggested deleting each other politely after the meal to end the entanglement simply. The man in front of her had an extraordinary and striking appearance. Dressed in a black shirt with his cuffs rolled up to his forearms, he had pale and delicate wrist bones, sharp jawline and charming eyes. His noble, aloof temperament was completely out of place in this ordinary blind date restaurant, exuding the calm and detached aura of a high-ranking superior. This man was Sheng Huayue Cheng, the executive president of the company where Zhang Yao worked. He had always stayed behind the scenes and rarely appeared in the company. Rigorous and decisive in work, he held the final approval right for all plans. He was a mysterious big boss feared and respected by every employee. Ni Huayue Cheng recognized Zhang Yao at first sight, yet he chose not to expose her mistake of entering the wrong private room. Instead, he cooperated calmly and listened to all her complaints patiently. During the 40-minute conversation, Shen Huayue Cheng spoke little, but showed impeccable propriety and concentration. He never interrupted Zhang Yao, gradually letting go of her guard. Zhang Yao complained freely about marriage pressure, weird blind date experiences, unreasonable company rules, and even mocked her mysterious boss without restraint. She described the president as a cold, controlling and harsh man, the biggest psychological shadow of all staff, who was harsh in every decision and hard to communicate with. Huayue Cheng listened calmly all the time, occasionally asking gentle questions to test her and narrow the distance between them on purpose. He teased her for jumping to conclusions about others casually, and questioned why she thought he was gentle. His ambiguous words flustered Zhang Yao, and made her ears burn with embarrassment. In casual chat, Shen Huayue Cheng took the initiative to ask about her views on marriage. He admitted that he had never intended to marry, but meeting Zhang Yao made him start to consider a serious relationship. His subtle hints of sudden fondness made Zhang Yao's heart race and sprouted secret throbs in her heart. This wrong blind date turned out unexpectedly pleasant. Without utilitarian inquiries and realistic shackles, there was only gentle listening and relaxed companionship. At the end of the meal, a phone call from her mother shattered the peaceful atmosphere. Zhang Yao finally realized that the real blind date partner was in another dining hall, and she had sat opposite a stranger and rambled for a whole meal. Overwhelmed by extreme embarrassment, she apologized repeatedly and tried to flee in a panic, only to be stopped by Shen Huayue Cheng. He gently held her wrist. Shen Huayue Cheng admitted that he had seen through her mistake from the very beginning, but cooperated with her just because her candid and straightforward look amused him. Facing the flustered Zhang Yao, he took the initiative to put forward a proposal, suggesting making the best of the mistake and trying to date each other. He handed her his business card and asked her to give him a reply the next day. Zhang Yao left in a daze. After returning home, she was shocked to find the name and position on the card. The big boss she had complained about endlessly was exactly the man she met by mistake. Embarrassment and panic flooded her heart overnight. The next day, Zhang Yao went to work with dark circles under her eyes, fully prepared for workplace suppression and public criticism from her president. However, the whole company fell into an uproar. For an unprecedented reason, Shen Yue Cheng, who never showed up in public, came to the company for a regular headquarters meeting accompanied by numerous senior executives. During the meeting, Shen Yue Cheng glanced at Zhang Yao from time to time. He even repeated her complaints about him in front of all managers. Instead of blaming her, he resolved her awkwardness with a relaxed joke and shielded her from the strange stares of the crowd. After the meeting, Zhang Yao fled to the pantry to hide, only to run into Shen Yue Cheng alone. In the narrow and enclosed space, ambiguous tension surged instantly. Shen Yue Cheng stepped closer step by step, trapping her between the console and himself. He asked in a low and gentle voice why she never contacted him after getting his business card. Slowly, he revealed his long-hidden secret crush. Their intersection dated back to the company annual party a year ago. He had witnessed every warm and kind deed of Zhang Yao, taking the blame for interns, giving away her favorite food to colleagues, and holding an umbrella for others while getting wet in the rain. He had silently paid attention to her for a long time and kept her in his heart all along. This accidental wrong blind date was the long-awaited chance for him to approach her. Shen Yue Cheng confessed frankly that he concealed the truth that day simply because he knew the timid Zhang Yao would run away immediately once exposed. He corrected his previous casual words of making do with each other, stating that he had planned this meeting for a long time and sincerely wanted to pursue her with all his heart. His restrained tenderness and sincere affection broke through Zhang Yao's inner defense little by little, and she was completely moved and fallen for him. From then on, Shen Yue Cheng began to pursue Zhang Yao carefully on low-key. In front of others, he remained the cold, solemn and decisive president, keeping a distant and dignified image among employees. In private, he was delicate and gentle, showering Zhang Yao with exclusive preference. He prepared her favorite desserts for her overtime work, optimized her work plans in advance, waited for her after work on time, and tolerated all her timidity and shyness. Ambiguous moments brewed constantly in daily interactions, steady support in the parking lot, gentle wiping of the corner of her mouth in the car, and soft whispers in private. Every detail was filled with unique doting. One night, Zhang Yao worked overtime until late. She was the only one left on the entire floor. Frustrated by a jammed printer, she struggled alone with her fingers scratched red. Shen Yue Cheng, who had been waiting for her quietly, appeared behind her. He quickly fixed the machine with neat movements. Noticing her injured fingers, he took her to the private lounge next to the president's office and carefully disinfected and dressed her wound under soft floor lamplight. Alone in the intimate lounge, the atmosphere became tender and lingering. After getting her permission, Shen Yue Cheng kissed her softly and gently. The kiss was slow and cherished, carrying the restraint and deep affection of a long secret love. When his emotions surged, he still kept rational and gentle, choosing to take things step by step and never force her. On the doctor home in the quiet car, Shen Yue Cheng asked again for her answer to their relationship. He confessed his long-term calculation and sincere love without reservation. Letting go of all hesitation and timidity, Zhang Yao nodded firmly and agreed to be his girlfriend. After confirming their relationship, their sweet life unfolded steadily. Shen Yue Cheng no longer hid his affection. He brought her breakfast every morning, protected her from workplace troubles, put his coat on her shoulders in public, and announced their love with practical actions to block all gossip and speculation. The whole company was stunned, never expecting the cold and indifferent President Shen to lower his pride and dote on an ordinary staff member wholeheartedly. When Zhang Yao's mother learned about her daughter's boyfriend, she was shocked but overjoyed, sighing that this wrong blind date had brought her daughter a perfect partner. Shen Yue Cheng was gentle, loyal and dedicated. His possessiveness was restrained yet deep. Though elegant and reserved on the surface, he spoiled his girlfriend endlessly in private. He turned his long secret love into blatant preference and stayed by her side steadily. In the end, the two who loved each other mutually held hands tightly. An accidental wrong blind date uncovered a long silent crush. What started as an awkward mistake turned into a deep and sweet love. With tenderness and exclusive affection, they overcame all gaps and identities, moving towards a stable and happy future hand in hand.